this is Team Elliott. Elliott is in the black colors, Team Koch in the orange and black. No identifiers as to who is in which machine. 276 GMs. I'm guessing at least one of those is Nugent. And that heat has now concluded. It looks like Outcasts are moving on. I was the 4077. Asked to turn the cars down a little bit, and that I was not doing a very good job of being loud enough to be heard, so hopefully that is working for everyone sufficiently and you can hear me all right. Try to keep an eye on all that stuff. We're trying to make sure that Discord doesn't bleed over. We might be switching now that it looks like we are done for the evening. Might be moving our Discord operations over to the other computer just to make sure that we don't get any of that invert bleed over. So to date qualifying bracket. Well, we got this underway, so we can update you as soon as we get a break in the action. Probably won't see this again until we update it for the winner of Koch and Elliott that we are watching right now. Keep it filled in. Right now we're running an average of about 35 minutes of heat on the national side. Derby broke out at the bottom of the track, and a sliding along the doors game broke out up there at the top of the track. Now, that has been disrupted a little bit. We've got action all over the place. You can see the quarter panel been pushed in. That's the way you take out one of those big full-frame Imperials. Get the quarter panel knocked in. Start that going in. Starts to compromise the arches, starts twisting the leaf springs, and makes things really, really tough to control the roll on that. It starts to shorten out, push in. Gavin Elkins can tell you a little bit about that. He had the right side of his shortened up significantly at the last Crash Course show, but the rule package was quite a bit different as well, so it's not like we can compare those as apples to apples either, but still you can certainly change the trajectory on those big full-frame Imperials if you can compromise those quarter panels, and somebody got after that one in an effective way. I don't know what the secret is to the town cars. I know you can screw them up by getting through the quarter panels, but the quarter panels are so low with how low they just generally sit. It's tough to get your bumper low enough to stay there. You got to do the work with your back bumper. We've seen the front wheels get ripped off of them. We saw that earlier tonight in qualifying heat, maybe number 2. Well, that's speaking of tires getting bent. Look at that. Left front got folded right over at the top, and that was on, you guessed it, one of those Lincolns. They've been able to get the back to roll up on the other of the two. That one that just was under heavy attack there at the top is starting to shelf off. That's going to be able to get under front bumpers, and those trunks are so long. You know, when they shelf off up to the window, they have no problem getting into those steering components. So the holding rules are being pretty tightly enforced. We've been doing this for about 2 hours. And like I said, we're halfway through the main set of the brackets. We might have 3 bonus heats coming up after the fact. When we get into the loser side. Loser side will have take a look at that. Get up. That would be a B main, so I think we'll only have 3 rounds. Cars hung together there in the middle of the track. We'll pull that bracket up and take a look at how we can confirm that to be safe. We'll speak on it a whole lot more. Still have everybody running and moving. The one Continental trying to grab the right front tire off of the boxcar for Team Koch. Hey, Bob Kraus. It's good to hear from you. Big knot of traffic over here off to the right. And cars stacking each other up. Stuck to the tire has just gone out on time, which means that likely we're going to lose that Imperial here in the 45 seconds. To try to find a way. 2 box cars, 276s for 276 Impalas for Team Koch. Starting to shift a little bit on the 176 Impala closest to us. Heavy smoke now pouring from under the hood. Desperate to donate that right front tire to the cause. Let the whole wheel break off. There's contact there for the full framer. Getting himself a little bit too far away from the rest of the class. He'll make contact and did that. For a moment there, I thought maybe the other Continental had gotten gobbled up into that mess, but not so much. Bobby Kraus, did you get a new computer yet? You do. told you a month ago that the next crash course stuff was coming up. We got one in December, we got one in February. Where are you? Hi, Chris Burgess. What can I help you with? If you're sending text messages or something to try and get my attention, I can't see them right now because I've got my hands full. Big hits being delivered out there. So the Imperial's still struggling to get free, either finish the break or something. Back end buckled a little awkwardly now on the back of the Koch box car. Quarter panel starting to get shoved in, nose starting to peak up a little bit on the other Continental for excuse me, that's not a Continental. It's a 90s town car. The other Continental is up there at the top of the track. I just heard the chirp of a stopwatch. So somebody was close to running out of time. Again, 45-second shot clocks, the order of the business here. It's like the steering not cooperating on one of the Koch machines. So he just drove into contact there from, that is the much in the way of identifying factors on those. Go with that. The other Continental has beadlocks on the front. Start there. And Koch has a hold of somebody. Takes him for a ride. Buries him in the corner here. Imperial out on time. So we're back to even. 3 on 3. Big, much different story from where we were 4 on 4 in the early stages of this. Steering has been donated, noses have been pushed up. Nobody's steaming, but there's definitely some alterations that have been made through the course of the battle as we now find ourselves once again even 3 on 3. Winner advances. They win the right to run again. If they win that, then they're in the feature. Maybe we can. Jesse, you said the B mains are going to be Sunday, along with the A mains. And you said tomorrow is losers round 2 and round 3. So there's like, are you going to have National and qualifying here if there's only 3 rounds for each? We're not doing the winners tonight. Losers round 1 tonight, so 3 winners and 3 losers. Okay, perfect. No, I can talk through it too. I don't want to keep you from judging this. I was just trying to make sure I was describing it right. I thought we were doing winners tonight and then winners, losers 2 tomorrow on both sides, and then 2 Bs and 2 As on Sunday. So it'd be 6 tomorrow, but losers round 1 tonight. Who's eliminated? The first 3 are going to be eliminated because they're all head-to-head. Is eliminated from the national side. Okay, perfect. So we'll see our first eliminations tonight, not our first feature qualifiers. Perfect. Got those answers for you. We're going to be doing the losers side tonight. And those 3 losers side will be out of the national bracket. Happening with that tire. It starts to spread and grow. Got a red flag here. So what we're doing is we're taking those nodes and getting them off of the track surface as best we can so that it minimizes the chance of trouble. And we're back to green. More chirping of the stopwatch in our ear. We have 2 main heats to go and then 2 losers side heats to go. We're going to see our first 3 eliminations from the national bracket. Smoke pouring from under the hood of the mid-90s Lincoln for Team Elliott. Steering for the other Vic. Other mid-90s Lincoln. Turned into a point and shoot. Had the crosshairs trained, but 76 Impala backed out of the way and ended up not making any contact. Now we have 2 that are hung together down here and able to get free. Again, smoke pouring from under the hood of the Team Elliott machine. Looks like maybe it's getting a little bit thicker. Car rocking a little bit. Nose way turned up on the other mid-90s Lincoln. We got Lincolns all over the place. Oh, that shot moved both noses. That shot moved both noses big time, and you can see the smoke changing color and now the smoke coming through the stacks. I don't know if that was from the hit directly or if it was just coincidental timing. He's been steaming for a little while. The Continental, 60s Continental down here, he's got a chunk taken out of the right front. Leaf springs are starting to poke out. Now they're trying to get the 2 Koch cars that are kind of in a bad spot free. And the Imperial shut off for a moment, able to get out. It looks like, oh man, there was a ton of stuff happening all at the same time. The Koch machine with no steering got in a bad spot, tried to work himself out. Doesn't look like the front wheels are cooperating much on the Continental for Team Elliott. He's trying to do a 82-point K-turn just to find the rest of the class. The Imperial shoves him up along the wall. The Imperial is pigeon-toed. The front tires pitch down on both corners, and the nose of the Koch Imperial does have some response. The team trying to clear some space for him to make his way back. Continental still in the hunt. There's the gray Continental for Elliott. The one with no steering has got to be close to getting out on time. Again, it's a 45-second shot clock. That's all the whole conversation's negated right there as he makes contact. The boxcar for Koch has made contact over here, and now he's being shoved. He's going to get put halfway around the ring, all the way on the other side of the track, and now will it go forward for him? It does. He's found a forward gear, limping it forward. He's got a cart in front of him, doesn't hit it. Trying to be patient. Looks like finally giving up the ghost is the mid-90s Lincoln for Elliott. That's one of the two. The Continental still in the hunt. He's right here in front of us. We talked about them having the beadlocks on the front. And now we are looking like we are officially 3-on-2. Again, no save damage. They'll get a fresh spawn next time out. Donnie Atwood was just asking about the names. We show the lineups at the beginning. I have enough going on here to where I decided that we weren't going to do the scoring pylon on the side for tonight. Probably not tomorrow either. A lot of the teams have sent in cars with no identifying factors. There's no numbers, there's no nothing. So you don't know which driver's in which. That's a strategy move, I suppose. Our team had car numbers. Some of the other teams came in with, again, no identifying factors on their car. You didn't know who was who. So whether they're trying to play trickery on the judges while they're trying to play trickery amongst the other drivers, I can't say. So some cases, we don't know who's who. We showed the lineups for these two heats at the beginning, just like we did for everybody else, but unfortunately that's as far as we can get. I saw the message. I can't respond to it right now. I can't get to it. I'm afraid if I open up my phone, it's going to mess things up. So that's where we're at. That's your answer. We've also shown the head-to-head a couple times. I believe this is heat 4 out of 6, and the team names are on the screen. So not 100% certain what else to tell you on that one. Also, don't hit the shift button. Still 3-on-2. Smoke beginning to show. Perhaps. It's just been dust effects from the track surface. Not so certain that steering is cooperating as much as he would like. That Imperial has gone ugly in the back. Wow. Exposed, body's all pushed off. Shove the Continental around. by Koch's machine. You can see starting to show that bend in the center of the car. To pull up in the middle is the Continental for Elliott. It takes a long time to get to that point, or a lot of leverage. You can see the noses have started to poke up a little bit on the Koch Impalas, and that is helping. Also, they've been strategic in feeding the doors. So with the big cages in there for Blizzard Bash, by feeding the doors, it's going to cause that nose to push up a little bit more, because those cage bars, they're just not going to move. Driving into the wall can make that happen as well. So damage to the left front. Nose starting to curl up, and that's pulling up the center of the car as well. And then with the damage to the back, it's starting to banana, so to say. So watching that as it develops. Another stout nose-to-nose shot. Again, the nose way up in the air on the car that he was hitting, which is going to clear the bumper and push more leverage, pull that nose further up. And now for a moment they were stuck. For a moment they were hung together. Once again, maybe we continue on. Time car starting to go away at the firewall. Appreciate you, Dan. Stick the Continental. Playing the strategy game. Didn't pan out. Teamwork being used right there along the wall. Everybody staying clean. No two bumpers to a car. Ooh, that was a rough hit. I guess at this point the steering's already been deleted, so you can use that and it's without any real consequence. The nose is pushed so high up in the air. And now, trying to make him pay for his decisions. Look at the nose bouncing on that boxcar. That's a lot of car to be bouncing on wheel hops like that. Trying to put the 90s town car on the ground, trying to finish bending that nose. Big shot on the Continental, the 60s Lincoln for Team Elliott. Still no smoke anywhere. Still to come, a couple more opening round heats, and then we'll do the loser side as well this evening. of a battle. So 3-on-2 right now. Steering not going away on the Continental. I'm not sure if sitting on the roof counts as a hold. See the desperation starting to creep in. The cars with no steering are driving nose up into the wall, trying to desperately finish things off. Target going to be there when he gets there? It was. Still a little bit of steering left in the Imperial. Little bit, not much. Well, you're trying to bring this one home against some fairly tall odds at this point, really. I mean, when you think about it, they're taking on 3 old iron, one new style Ford, and a car that's not a full framer. And billows of smoke. To change colors. I don't know if that was the track lighting or something major is happening. The nose is pushed back far enough, and he was up on top of a couple cars. I believe that was the Impala that was up on top of a couple cars, so you could worry about oil pan issues. And now we also see the smoke coming from the center of the car, Continental, one of the Elliott machines. Now, the hold. I don't know if he said money or if he's. Time. Okay, so time officially is time on those two. So now the hold is on. Can Koch pin that 90s town car and finish this run to the next round? Koch Fab got to the finals back in 2020. So now action is to at Lincoln. Oh, heads up driving right there, making sure that he couldn't make contact. Both of those team members made contact there, but smoke beginning to billow again, or still, whichever way you want to look at it, from underneath, and drove into a bad spot there. They're trying to hold him. Stacking cars up, and little town car that could got away. Big hit on the right side. Escorts him to the dirt, trying to pinch him in one more time. Still escapes. So 2 heats left after this. We'll move on to the loser side, and we'll see who loses their spot in the national draw. Right front wheel getting ugly on the Elliott machine. And now the bumper buried deep in the quarter panel. So with a ruling of mutual last contact, at this point, the other Koch machine needs to somehow make contact here that qualifies, and that'll wrap things up. There it is. Mutual contact, both of them will expire time at the same time, and it will be Koch moving on. There it is. And officially, Koch will move on. Takes this damage cam here. So Jesse, will those 3 winner side, because losers would go to the B mains, so the winner side on qualifying and national be here, or will it be tomorrow? So we have 3 heats tomorrow, and that's it. So we have 6. Okay, because you're doing losers round 2 is the B main. All right, I see it. Yeah, I'm understanding what you're saying now. So it's a pool play, B main with 3 teams. I got it. Okay. I was just trying to make sure that we're